Marvel 8 Star Wars. My name is Sean. I'm here with Brooks.
Hey, everybody. How
Tonight
you
we're
doing?
doing issue 25,
Mm-hmm.
Siege at Yavin.
Yeah, and you can see already they are in trouble. I mean, just
Also,
check this out, man.
they're
This guy
having to
right
fight
here,
TIE fighters by hand. That's a
this
bad
guy,
sign.
and this guy right here, he's straight up shooting a mountain. He doesn't
Yeah,
even care
he's just
that they're
warming up.
nowhere. He doesn't care they're nowhere near it. He's just, I'm going to destroy this planet. That's what he said.
Just to show you like a typical stormtrooper. Like, there's rays on either side of Luke. It's like, I can't make it easier for you
just
guys.
split the distance. He just,
oh, God.
and Leia doesn't even have a weapon. So it's basically Luke shooting one blaster. And I like that they don't bother to show it like
they
going.
Don't, she doesn't usually have those cannons in most of the artwork. Maybe it's just the spacesuit that's filling that out, but that's a little exaggerated.
Is this Infantino still?
Yeah.
He's got this like...
Yeah, that's him and Wyachek, it says on the cover.
I didn't see it. He likes to make these TIE fighter wings really small in proportion to the TIE fighters. If you look at the actual props, they're like 3 times as tall, you know.
And they're way extended out compared to...
But that's cool. I love seeing TIE fighters in any form.
Maybe
and I like that
these are single ion engines.
I like they went out of their way to actually create new outfits for them and not just have them wear like their normal outfits with a bubble on their head or something. Yeah, some kind of cool spacesuit.
Yeah, we haven't seen a spacesuit before, I don't think.
And when we saw Yavin before, I mean, they might not be on Yavin.
Started.
We haven't gotten in here yet, but
yeah,
it's like a forest.
I'm assuming
it's
this
like
is
a jungle
the moon because that's the gas giant there in the background, isn't it?
I don't know, but I mean, unless there's a different kind of geography, you know, different kind of biomes,
mountains,
I guess,
and just outdoors.
But this looks like a straight up,
this
looks like a straight up asteroid or something.
They might just have, spike fields on Yavin.
Yeah, they're like, if we're going to get shot at by TIE fighters, let's take it to the spike fields. Yeah. Don't hide in that dense jungle.
Just put it deep in the lore. They're like, that's happened because Exar Kun raised his army here.
Yeah, that's obviously. All right.
During the Sith Wars.
I hear you. See, now they're in the jungle. So that was just for artistic. Look at this poor guy.
The first thing he does, like, no! You're the worst lookout ever.
That's a straight up Wilhelm scream.
Exactly.
Siege at Yavin. That poor dude. See, that TIE fighter is an excellent. That is an excellent shot. Hitting a tower that skinny on the move.
Keep telling you guys, move to single cannon targeting. That double cannon's throwing you off.
He's banking and going down at the same time.
Mm-hmm. That guy's an ace as far as TIE fighter pilots are concerned.
Dawn on the 4th moon. So it's morning, man. That poor guy just woke up. TIE fighters shriek down into still surface mists hanging above the jungle. The lead ship's energy cannons pound, and a rebel lookout station gives its last warning by screaming.
What's that in the background? We're on the moon, and I see the planet.
That's another moon, man. They can have multiple moons. Maybe that's the star.
Guess.
Maybe that's their sun.
I guess so. I guess if it's just rising.
Yeah, I know. You don't know how far this thing is away from their sun. It doesn't have to be
a normal day when it's daytime. I assume it's similar to Earth in that respect.
Let's not pretend that you know the geology of this planet.
Don't act like you know suns.
You don't know suns. I know suns.
I know suns.
You, sir, are no sun.
I know suns.
At the Alliance stronghold in the Masashi ruins.
They didn't spell it correctly there, but I give them credit for saying it.
It's actually spelled differently.
It's got 4 S's.
Like Mississippi?
Yes,
Mississippi? Masasasi ruins.
That's an easy way to remember, kids.
Alarm sound. Pilots scramble. Gun crews charge to their emplacements. And for the 3rd time in as many days, they've been attacked for 3 days in a row?
And they still haven't left. Take the hint.
There
goes another flight into the grinder. Let's give them some ground support.
Okay. Oh, he's talking about another flight of X-Wings.
Astronaut outfit too.
What kind of ground support? They're just fighting TIE fighters.
Just a couple dudes with rifles from the looks of it.
Then, as the great red gas giant that is the planet Yavin silently watches. I didn't know it was. I guess it says does it say the moon of Yavin somewhere in the movie? I always just thought it was Yavin that they were on.
No, I don't know if they say it's a moon in the movie or not, but
Hell explodes in the skies above its fourth moon.
nice.
Boom, boom, pow, 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 boom, pow, pow. It finally ends, as it has before, with the enemy in swift retreat. What kind of Imperial force do they bring where they're just like sending a few
They
TIE
just do like
fighters
a
in?
couple of sorties and then just get out of there.
Yeah. I mean, they were going to blow up the planet a minute ago, and now they're just like pecking at them.
The solar
Weird.
panels look a little bit more proportionate here than they did in the cover.
Yeah, but they're a little more pink. It finally ends as it has before with the enemy in swift retreat, but at a price, always at a terrible price.
One X-Wing.
At least one X-Wing. Are you saying that guy's
They're
not a hero?
expensive.
Is that what you're saying? They're expendable to you?
Meanwhile, Dodonna, I think we need a different plan than to just keep re-strategizing this same point. Where are we supposed to find another base? Little by little, they're whittling away our forces. Forces still not rebuilt to their level before the Battle of the Death Star. And we don't know where in the name of the Force they're coming from.
They're coming from space, sir.
Yeah, like basically everywhere we've already seen the Empire be.
To constantly throw so many TIE fighters at us, it has to be one of those big Imperial battle cruisers, General Dodonna. Dodonna?
No! Tracking equipment would have detected anything in the Star Destroyer class long ago.
Well,
Idiot.
well, our recon patrols can't find a thing on the other moons.
Maybe you scanner jockeys think we're fighting ghosts up there.
I like scanner jockeys. That's a good name for a band.
That voice is for that phrase and that ridiculous mustache.
He looks like what's that guy's name in?
He looks
Is
like
it
blonde
She-Ra?
Biggs.
And they're like a Prince guy in the She-Ra cartoon. Am I
I
thinking?
guess so. I didn't watch that.
Oh, never mind. Doesn't matter.
I mean, it's fine if you did, but I just didn't.
Hey, it's cool.
I heard the new one was nice, very inclusive.
I-
Gentlemen, fighting among ourselves is the last thing we can afford. We've got to work together to find an answer, or the Alliance won't survive.
It always goes too far. My apologies. Centaurus, outermost of the mid-systems trading worlds. Last civilized stop for those doing business in the galactic backwaters, or taking a fling at exploring the unknown, or hoping to escape the long arm of the Empire. I love this dude's outfit, man. That is a good color scheme.
Yeah, really, just green and red, nice.
But look at Luke's hair. He's starting to look like
He's growing it out, but I like how it always comes to a point.
he's starting to look like some kind of like fantasy character, like a Fabio on a romance novel cover.
Yeah. You citizens have made a real sweet trade. Take the word of Jorman Thode, the planet's largest dealer in used starcraft. This ship's not so fancy as that yacht you came in, but it's got the drive and armament needed in the outer worlds. We heard the sales pitch. Just so they keep working as well as they did in the demonstration run. Lad, you have the German toe guarantee.
That may not help if we aren't alive to hold you to it. Master Luke, R2 and I have transferred everything to the new ship.
Nice pair of droids you got there. Bit on the ward side. If you'd like to get rid of them, I have a cousin over at Old Town who...
Tadu?
Zip.
For a change, I agree with you, R2. He does seem worse than a Jawa.
We want our droids, Thode, and information about current conditions in the various outworld sectors. No better, no worse than usual. Unless you're headed where that House of Tag mining explorer is bound, the Gordian Reach.
The Gordian Reach? Isn't that where the Yavin system lies?
Sounds so mythological. Yavin, Krylon, Torque, a jillion more. Rumor has it Tag is on to a big spice strike on one of them. And because of their Imperial connections, the Empire's blockaded the sector. So I wouldn't plan on traveling there. Wish I had an Imperial general in the family like the Tags. Then maybe I could get on such. But I see you're anxious to depart since you're leaving while I'm talking and everything.
Okay, bye.
Guess we're done. Remember, Jorman Toad, when you have other luxury yachts to trade for modest but dependable crafts.
So they just basically traded that big and fancy yacht because they wanted a ship with some weapons on it.
And I guess to be like they knew that his yacht was probably traceable.
Yeah, maybe to be a little more subtle. And soon the hastily acquired ship is breaking free of Centauri's atmosphere, climbing for deep space.
It's incredible, Princess. Every time we get close to making it back to Rebel Base, something pops up to get in our way.
Some plot device pops up to get in our way. At least we've gotten rid of the yacht, Luke. If Darth Vader is still in pursuit, he can't trace us through that.
But if he's not trailing us, he may be after Han. I like to give them credit for that yacht being at least one ship that Luke flew that he didn't crash.
That's true.
They congratulations, a lot of
Luke.
ships in
he didn't crash his first X-Wing.
No, not from the movies, but in the extended canon, he's constantly crashing ships.
You know, I've personally flown over 194 missions, and I was shot down every one. Come to think of it, I've never landed a plane in my life.
Let's see. When he isn't pulling my leg about something, Han's kind of like a big brother. If anything happened to him...
We had to split up to escape Lord Vader, Luke. I'm sure we'll be together again soon. Is that Luke or...
I don't know. We have to be.
Han?
Ben? Just everything he says. Like, stop just...
You want some...
on people.
You want some fries with that? Fries?
Yeah. You want some cheese with that wine?
Cheese?
Cheese? That sounds sort of serious. Lately, I thought Leia seemed more interested in me. Oh, I guess it was supposed to be Leia. Oh, yeah. No. Han's a good guy, but she can't really be in love with him. Can she?
Oh, to be Leia and have every guy that meets you want to be with you. Like,
brother.
Literally.
It's like, burr, click, tweet, tweet.
Princess, R2 says he's getting that House of Tag ship you wondered about on the scanner. He claims it's about to go into warp, and that its present position and heading indicate a course for the Yavin vicinity.
What? Shouldn't we be concerned about getting through the Empire's blockade instead of over some lumbering spice sniffer?
Luke, there's no space in that sector. No, spy. Luke, there's no spy. There is no space in that sector of space.
There's no space in that specter of snice.
Luke, there's no spice in that sector. The Alliance made certain when we picked a location for a base. The last thing we wanted was a constant stream of spice hunters in the area.
The wiretag explorers going in there, Princess. What's this blockade all about?
I like how they're just playing complete dumb about the idea that the Death Star was at Yavin and knew the base was there.
Yeah, they just...
And they're like, oh, they're Imperials near that sector. What could they be doing? It's like, they know you're there, man.
There's no phone a friend in Star Wars. They figure, like, if no one escaped to go physically tell the Empire, but then
Vader escaped.
Did, they know that now. They weren't sure of it, but they know it now. Like, so if we were spinning our wheels for 20 issues, then they found out on the wheel that he was onto them.
I think the Empire's afraid, Luke. Huh?
Princess, no one's got more faith in rebel fighting than me. But I can't believe we've got the Imperial war machine paralyzed with fright.
That's not quite what I meant, Luke. But consider, besides other earlier victories, we've destroyed their most awesome weapon, the Death Star. That's not the kind of news that makes it easy for them to control the galaxy.
Leia, you think the blockade is an attempt to keep that defeat secret?
Partly. By now, the Empire could have sent a massive fleet in retaliation. But suppose our forces abandon Yavin as they once did Tatooine. Or worse yet, pulled another victory out of the hat. Okay, you know what? She's starting to make some sense. Thank you, Archie Goodwin, who wrote this, I think.
Yeah.
Thank you, Archie. It's been bugging me for 25 issues. Like, why aren't the Imperials there? It's like, oh, maybe they're trying to cover it up. Okay, all right. That's what the Empire fears, Luke. And until they come up with something to equal or exceed the Death Star, like the one they're building right now, I think they're playing a more sneaky game, using this spice strike business as cover. To learn what that game is, we've got to follow that mining explorer through warp. Warp again.
Yeah. Guys, they didn't have all of it down. This close on their heels, that could be tricky, Princess.
3PO, link R2-D2 to the shipboard computer, with him augmenting its emergency calibration system. And the pilot who brought down the Death Star at the controls. What do we have to worry about?
He is like a navigation droid, so they probably should have done that already.
Yeah, it's weird, though, that the navigation computer isn't already capable of doing that. Like, why do you need to put a droid into your computer to make the computer work?
Yeah, exactly. Other than coming out of hyperspace in the middle of the tag ship's exhaust tubes? Not a thing.
R2-D2, if you've thought of anything else, we don't want to know about it.
Before we move forward, I'm going to be excited now that we finally are getting introduced to Baron Tag.
I'm excited too. Look at that dude.
He's awesome.
Look at him. Look at those glasses, man.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, what on earth? And that Widow's Peak.
There's a backstory. Do you watch Mythic Quest?
I do not.
You
I want
should.
to. Well, I don't have Apple TV. I'm going to have to acquire it.
There are ways
in
to
other
watch
ways.
shows.
You do not need an Apple TV subscription.
Yeah, really. That show's funny, but F. Murray Abraham is the guy who writes the narrative parts, and it's just funny because they always say backstory. That's what I think here. It's like, don't worry, we've got a backstory for Tag. He's not just wearing crazy glasses. Oh no.
I like the Widow's Peak though, and the weird little, is that beard on his chin?
You don't even see him full body. He's got a cool. He wears capes and stuff. He's like a for real. Like, we haven't gotten it yet, but he is a for real Star Wars villain. Like,
it looks more like a Marvel villain.
So, well, of course.
I'm just saying that he would fit right in, and like as a Doctor Strange nemesis or something.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, within the big commercial craft Luke and Leia pursue.
Come at me again, Shanks. No, you're too easy. I can't grow better unless I'm adequately challenged.
Is that a lightsaber?
Yes.
Oh, he has a lightsaber?
He's fighting with lightsabers and everything.
That's pretty cool. You're too skillful, Baron Tag. You're too skillful, Baron Tag. Only a Jedi Knight could equal you now, and they no longer exist.
One does, Shanks. At least he used to be. What?
Used to be a Jedi.
He used to be a Jedi. I guess that's what he's getting at. Darth Vader, whose own lightsaber left me like this.
Dun dun dun.
The eldest brother of the tagline, helpless without my cyber vision.
So this is like a Geordie kind of situation. He's got this,
exactly, yeah. Except it's not a banana clip.
Yeah. His eyes look cool. Like the white eyes actually looks kind of cool.
Yeah, like somehow he got like blinded with a lightsaber, but he looks fine. He just has white eyes now.
And a Widow's Peak in this, like, I don't know if that's a beard or a shadow or what, but it's cool looking.
But his cyber vision doesn't pick up like superficialities like that.
It's wicked awesome. It's a flat top hair too.
He's got it all.
He's perfect.
So I practice constantly with this silly, outmoded weapon of a foolish, extinct band of men. And someday, Shanks, I'll be ready to repay Darth Vader in kind and with interest.
Baron Tag! Sir, we're coming out of warp, and instruments indicate there may be a small ship following us.
A daring, if highly risky way to slip through the Empire's blockade. See they don't succeed.
Okay, dude. He also has guys that undress him while he
that help him change his clothes.
Yeah, this
disabled.
This guy is awesome.
Disability. I have a card for this.
And also, are these guys working with the Empire? I mean, he's like providing cover for the Empire's
TAGCO
blockade.
is like an independent corporation, but I'm
Yeah,
sure
but
they're contracted with the Empire because the Empire runs all of space.
I mean, they're pretending to hunt spice or whatever, so the Empire can have a blockade to keep the rebels from escaping. So they're working with them, but he wants to kill Darth Vader.
Yeah, well, he doesn't like Darth Vader.
Yeah, well, there you go.
I have a problem with the Empire.
Look, it's a complicated. Like it's a complicated relationship. All right.
Yeah, they haven't said how he came to blind him with a lightsaber.
Maybe it just was really bright. He was in a dark room and he lit it up and to blot the light. It's dumb. Never mind. Seconds after the Baron's words are spoken, a hatch opens and mines are swiftly scattered through the sector.
Damn. Good. I didn't build the family fortune by letting admiration for a foe's daring keep me from destroying them. Let's get on with our delivery.
And I say that almost every day at work.
Yeah, exactly.
I didn't. We didn't build the family fortune.
That's why you have to like put your fingers to it.
I've been working on a widow speak, but I don't have the right hair for it. And when the pursuing craft's computer disengages from supralight drive,
the area's booby trapped. R2, cut in the shields.
Why don't you have a button for shields, Luke?
Why don't you have an automatic shields?
Why aren't the shields always up?
How much power do they take? 3PO, what's he saying? Blip, blap, blip, blip, bloop.
He wishes Jorman Thode were with us. That one hit us. Wait, that one hit has our shields failing. It's no consolation, Luke, but those are heavy mines. Two or three of them are enough to crack the energy shields of any craft this size. That could actually take 2 or 3 mines. That's pretty tough.
Yeah, for real.
I would think one mine
look
would
exactly
be enough.
like Galaxy Quest. I love it. Take over the side battery, Princess, and do like I'm doing with the forward guns. Get those things before they get us. Oh my God, I love she has implants for her hair.
Oh. It's like, no, they're like headphones. They're not implants.
That's what I mean. It's like, but it
like goes like over her buns.
Can interface completely with the ship through her buns.
How else can she wear headphones? I mean, they had to think about that.
God forbid you just brush your hair back and put them on your ears.
I like how they never considered giving her another haircut.
No,
I mean, it's weird.
That's amazing.
Because does she have that haircut at the end? She doesn't have it at the end when she's giving them the medals, right?
No, she doesn't. It's just like how Luke has a different outfit at the end of the show, but it takes him forever to have him wear that outfit in the comics.
I liked that outfit, that like yellow jacket he had. It was cool
that's
looking.
Pretty super fly. Like when he has it in the comics, it looks a lot better.
They're magnetically charged, Luke. They'll be drawn to our hull plating and faster than we can blast and maneuver.
It's just like Galaxy Quest. I swear those guys read this issue. R2, disengage the computer. Transfer all control to me.
Use the force. Boom. They didn't give us any sound effects here. Quickly, R2. There's another blaze aft. Luke, the pattern is tightening on us. Luke! But the boy from Tatooine no longer hears. His mind is divorced from conscious thought. He is one with the machine he controls, acting by what he senses and what he feels. The tiny ship dances in response, twisting, altering directions with eye-blink swiftness. Until it doesn't look tiny. You beat out that last cluster, Luke. They all came together on each other, and the way ahead is clear. We're through the mines. Hooray! Thanks, Flyboy. Ooh. We need one of those audience sound effects for the go. Woo!
No, we need a little ooh, because now we know.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Princess, Master Luke, are you aware that you're related?
Yeah, really. That might be a good time to tell them, R2.
R2 and I, yeah. R2 should know. He was there when she was pregnant with the kids.
Speak up, man. Yeah, you saw them come out of the womb at the same time. Don't just let them make out and say nothing.
R2 and I have all damage under control, but I hate to break into the middle of this, but you just brought it up. They're supposed to be twins. They never say that in the original movies, right? Do they ever say twin sister?
They say it in Jedi, yeah.
In Jedi? Okay, so how old is Luke, you figure, in Star Wars? He's like 17? right?
17 or 18, so she.
And she is a senator on her planet. I mean,
Politics in the Star Wars universe
and
is
has
goofy,
been
because Queen
for a
Amidala
while.
was like queen at like age 14, and we just didn't say anything.
She
And
was
then,
also
like,
a senator.
in the
She?
second movie, they were like, yeah, but queen is like an elected position. Like,
Yeah,
she
weird.
was elected ruler of a planet, and she was 14.
It is
and
weird.
then downgraded to just being a galactic senator. And like, man, Naboo is backwards as hell. But
Thanks, Flyboy.
Alderaan can't be much better.
I guess that's just the way of things, you know. Young
Powerful
women
woman,
make
man.
the best
woman.
leaders. He reports all scanning and tracking equipment have gone berserk.
No wonder. We're drifting into Yavin's gravitational field. I guess it does have more than one moon. Look at that. The gases it's made of create constant storms and atmospheric tricks this close. It's like one huge natural jamming device.
That's a perfect place for them to hide then. But
yeah,
they
for
were
real.
found.
That didn't work out. Yeah, you should have already known that for that same reason.
Mm-hmm.
Someone else is orbiting here, Princess. The tag ship. And it seems to be intentional. I like Luke. I suspect.
He's got his finger pointing like.
Yeah, really. I'm starting to think they might have been the ones who dropped those mines on us.
Get us behind one of those smaller moons before we're spotted, Luke. This is another fun thing in comics. Like in real life, to get behind a moon would probably take days of travel. You know, it's not like you just like
now we
just whip around it like it's
get behind the moon before they see us,
like it's a building or something. I'm going outside to do some spying.
Not without me, looking all creepy.
Yeah.
Not without me.
From anyone else, that kind of protectiveness might be insulting. Somehow you make it quaint.
No.
So we're basically going to leave the ship unmanned except for 3PO, who can't do anything, and R2, who can maybe fly the ship.
R2 can pilot, but if the astro droids can pilot, why do we have pilots?
Yeah, well, we learned that's the same argument they have in Phantom Menace. Like, if you have droid ships, why do you need people ships? You have droid armies, why do you need people armies?
I guess, but if you had an army of R2-D2s, you might be doing something. But it turns out our droid army was made up of dummies. That was our problem. It was droids. It was the quality of the droids.
Some of those droids are cool. The battle droids are cool. And those
the leader, the tactical ones,
the droid Deka or whatever, they were cool.
Droid Deka. Yeah, why not just have like an army of just those?
Exactly. The regular battle droids. Those are the regular. What are the big guys called? The blue ones. That's what I meant. You know, they have the wrist lasers.
Were they like Mark II or something?
They were pretty cool. Anyways,
yeah, they were pretty.
Moments later, two figures in survival armor. Survival armor? Why don't they say spacesuit? Jet down towards the pocked. See, this is why they're on the asteroid. They were on an asteroid or moon, I guess. They weren't on Yavin.
Good.
Jet down towards the pocked airless sphere below, making their way to the little moon's far side. It must be a little moon. Good Lord.
There it is, Princess. What it's doing is anybody's guess.
We know it's not looking for spice. If only these macro binoculars could peer inside that thing.
Yeah. Luke, did someone say macro binoculars? Like, now you're talking my language.
The pilots are nearly ready to launch, Baron.
I'll see them off, Shanks. I pleasure in viewing the advanced technology of the House of Tag in action.
Particularly in the cause of the Empire, sir?
Particularly an operation that is succeeding where Vader, Tarkin, and the Death Star failed. Yeah, so this is one of those situations where it's like currying favor.
He looked cool before in his black outfit, but this like lime green and yellowish
it might have looked better in a more muted tone.
But the glasses are still kicking it. Dude, that's a cosplay you need to do. You need to build
like a
those
super
glasses.
Pickle, sir.
You need to construct those glasses somehow.
That would be fun. I'd buy those if someone had those.
That is dope. It's very 80s too when you think about it.
AF.
And this is before 1980, but those are very You could see that kind of style with the glasses with the you know what I'm saying.
The sweet mezzanine. Look at them, Shanks. Replacements for any ships the rebels may have struck down. Let the Sith Lord follow his force, scrambling about the galaxy, seeking those who shamed him in the Death Star battle. We have beat the Alliance here.
I'm proud to be military aid on this experiment, sir.
And fortunate, Shanks, for when it's over, Darth Vader and his wizard's ways won't hold the Emperor's fancy. My family will. Then I shall. But time escapes us. On to the observation port.
I keep picking these gravelly voices for these guys.
Well, that dude, what other, I guess you could do a real slimy kind of,
I guess.
like a smooth talking kind of voice with those glasses.
Let the kombucha and this beer kick in. It's got probiotics.
Well, if you're going to drink beer, drink probiotic beer.
Well, I bought this because it was made in Athens and it said it was a German-style wheat beer. I was like, that seems nice. And I'm like, has a heavy, weird kind of flavor to it. Megan looks at it and she's like, yeah, it says it's got like natural probiotics. This is basically kombucha. It's like, ugh.
Well,
Now I have to read the entire label before I try something new.
All right. Too bad that the same atmospheric interference that makes it difficult for the rebels to detect our presence here also hampers our following the operation in close-up by scanner.
launching now, Baron Tag. And might I point out, you look dashing in that cape.
Yeah. This is the guy who dresses and addresses him too, so he'd know.
Oh, really? What was his name?
Military aid.
Shanks.
Shanks.
Undress me, Shanks.
Is that your given name?
Uncape me, Shanks.
Disrobe me.
He just steps back.
Disrobe me.
Oh, I've got. And from the surface of the nearby moon, Luke and Leia observe a TIE fighter formation and headed straight for the surface of Yavin.
That's suicide, Princess. Flying blindly into all those gases, instruments unable to work, they'll never come up again.
But as the amazed pair continue watching, a sudden storm seems to build up in the area the TIE ships dive toward. Tropospheric gases swirl madly at hurricane force, and, as with any hurricane, a calm eye opens at its center. And that eye becomes a safe corridor down which the entire flight plunges to be lost from sight. Are we to believe that the Yavin that we've seen, where the rebel base is, and the pretty blue skies and the
They're in
jungle-
the gas giant, though. This is the
oh,
planet
they're in
there.
the planet, and they're trying to
Yeah,
sneak
it's an
around to the
unstable
moon,
gas giant. I guess so. That's their plan.
and that's why they can't detect them because they're hiding in this gas giant.
It starts
Excuse me.
to make more sense that they had a hard time finding a replacement base because Yavin was a pretty sweet spot until Leia just up and gave it away.
Yeah. As the storm ends with a swiftness that cannot be natural. Luke, the Empire's got something in there that creates those storms. Some kind of base.
I guess a space station could exist in those gases, as long as there was a way to supply it. And from what we just saw, they obviously have that. I don't know how the ship's signal for the storm corridor to be open. What? I don't know how the ship's signal for the storm corridor to be open, but
That could wait, Luke. We've got to warn the Alliance.
I love it.
This is Buck Rogers right here.
He's just amazed. Like,
This is like Flash Gordon stuff. Pretty cool.
yeah, it's totally Buck Rogers with the jetpacks and stuff.
First, I must change back into my white dress. Back inside their ship. Whoever came up with this is clever, Luke. Operating so close to Yavin, on the opposite side from our base, makes chances of discovery minimal.
Unless you're
And-
just coming from some other direction and see them. like
And-
we did.
Yeah. And even if our retcon patrol sighted them, one stray mining explorer wouldn't alarm them. They'd assume it'd be moving on once
Moving
they'd,
on.
they'd assume they'd be moving on once it became obvious there was no spice in the area.
Unless the recon came on them just as they were unloading the ties, like we saw, Princess.
The odds are against it, but the tag people must still take some precautions.
Yeah, only it can't be scanners or normal tracking equipment because of the atmospheric interference. That leaves just one thing.
Bad news, Master Luke. Now that we're moving out somewhat from that great glob of gas, R2 sensors detect.
Never mind, 3PO. The princess and I have already guessed. Goddamn. Like, settle down, Luke. A TIE fighter patrol! Flying lookout for that House of Tag vessel.
Coming in the way we did, we probably just missed their first sweep. But our timing was perfect for their return. Uh-oh. Bum, bum, bum. I'll get back to the other set of guns, Luke. Is there any hope of outrunning them until 3PO can raise help on the communicator?
If there were, Princess, it's gone now. That initial hit just cost us an engine.
Boom. And our communication system, sir, calling for aid. I'm losing my accents. Calling for aid now is impossible. Not unlike the I can't do it. What's wrong with me? Not unlike the odds of our survival.
Next issue, Doom Mission.
Bum bum bum.
I
Now this
do love
ship
how they
does
set
look
some stuff
small
up.
compared to these TIE fighters. I mean, if this is the size of a TIE fighter on the other side of this ship, it is small. So
No.
what do you think of that?
I'm enjoying it. The rubber's hitting the road at this point.
Yeah, man,
Because
because
this
I'm
is really
digging this
taking him
new.
on.
I'm digging this new character. He's got style. He's got Lando level style.
Compose myself. I love Baron Tag. Like, first of all, I like this because it
He's
seems
a
like
Baron. Have you ever met
they
a
had
Baron
some-
that wasn't awesome?
they had some inclination of where they could take the story at this point. It seems like enough to try to build up to where Empire Strikes Back is. Then they introduced this cool new villain who, and this is what I always love about expanded universe. This is something Timothy Zahn always understood. It's like, if you really want to move the story forward, you got to bring in some of your own characters because they can grow, they can change. You can kill them off if you want to, whatever. Like, so it's always better if you can bring in some of your own people, and that way having these sort of minor villains, like you could do anything with Baron Tad because you know he's not going to be in the movie. You just made him up. So I love to see this. And it also, this is another one of those mid-level bosses when you're like in Empire Strikes Back and Luke is fighting Vader and you're like, wait a minute, where did he get good enough to do that? Like, well, if you read the comics, he got to like spar with some of these other low-level, like flunky bosses. And
do
that
feel-
helps sharpen him up.
When I was a kid in the movie, it did feel like they went from Yavin directly to Hoth. Like I didn't feel like there was a lot of time distance between the two, but
They suggest that things happen between
well,
the
because
two,
Han
like,
ran into a bounty hunter.
yeah,
right?
they
So-
and obviously they're calling him like General Solo or something. Like he seems
we know that means nothing. Lando got called general the minute he joined the rebellion.
well,
He's like, well, I've
Well,
got
and-
administrative experience.
and it yeah, that's what happened. Perhaps if you'd like to see my resume, it's just like
I've
this
run a
is-
city. You don't think I can run an army?
This is pretty impressive. Yeah, says right here, betrayed Empire. We like that.
Yeah.
It's right under worked for Empire, which we don't like.
right after
as
betrayed
much.
our main
Betrayed
characters.
rebellion. Hey, ooh. Think we're gonna need some context here, Mr. Calrissian.
Your only friend is a lobotomized mandroid.
Exactly. Yeah, we can't exactly say that he can vouch for you.
Next issue, Doom Mission. I'm looking
Yeah,
forward
exactly.
to it.
Speaking of that, Doom Mission.
Looking forward to seeing
Smash that like.
Baron tag. Yeah, so why don't you tag that like button
Yeah.
and bear on top of that subscribe button.
All right.
I'm working it.
Uh,
Let me out.
I'm just waiting with bated breath to see what they do to the bell.
And if you dislike it, you know what I want you to do? I want you to dislike it so much that you hit that dislike button twice. That's what I want you to do.
Yeah, dislike it a bunch of times.
Well,
Well, it's
dislike
true.
it an even number of times.
On all these platforms,
Make sure it's
negative
even.
engagement is the same as positive engagement.
The joke is if you hit it twice, it unlikes to unlike. That's the joke that Sean's not getting.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Hit it an even number of times.
I don't know how YouTube works.
Well, if you click it and then you click it again,
You can't dislike something more than once.
You can't add 50 dislikes to one video. Just keep
know.
disliking it until the number cranks up. And we'll stay here all night. I got all day.
Why not? That's engagement. You think YouTube would like that? Look how engaged that guy was. He worked his finger down to a bone.
Okay, so like or dislike, whatever you want to do, but we appreciate it because it helps us know someone's watching. Give us a comment because that's our absolute favorite thing. And we respond to pretty much everybody, I think.
Yeah, it's not hard right now.
So thanks for watching, everybody. Next issue I'm excited about, Doom Mission, in which I guess they're
more Baron Tag coming up.
They're Luke and Leia are just gonna take on Baron Tag by themselves because they can't get a message of help out.
Yeah, especially now that there's remember how the siege of Yavin goes, but I'm guessing that it's going to be several months worth.
Yep, and Luke's gonna, lightsaber fight the Baron. Maybe that'll be cool. He's like another Jedi. What he needs to do is get with Luke. He doesn't realize this because they're gonna hate each other and fight. But he needs to say, "Whoa, whoa, whoa! You're trying to kill Vader? I'm trying to kill Vader." And Leia's like, "I'm trying to kill Vader too. Hey. Come down to the Rebel base. We are all trying to kill Vader.
We should start a club." It's like, we have a club. It's called the Rebel Alliance.
Yeah, we're all down there allied.
Got a charter and
killing Vader. That's like one of our big goals.
It's like, yeah, it's in the charter.
It's on our dream board or whatever they call it.
Yeah, it's on our dream board. That's right.
So thanks for watching, everybody. There will be a bonus episode out too that has all the stuff that we cut out of this one that most people don't want to watch.
Massive amounts of talking.
If you want to watch that, check that out.
That will be out there.
Check out
TV8MyDinner.com where we try to post all of our content there. So I got another TV 8 My Dinner on the way. Wait, I got to get back on that, so we'll have some of that, and we'll do some more watch along. We are cooking up. We'll have something to go along with Loki, but I don't know what yet. Like, I think we're gonna do a watch along on Loki.
I'm down with that. I want to be part of that.
So we'll see. Yeah, for you that's Mondays is what we're targeting for that.
So I'm a comic guy.
But that'll be a fun one because that was a good show.
Loki?
If you haven't seen it yet.
Loki?
Yes.
It's out?
Yes.
I didn't know it was started.
It came out Wednesday. Yeah, I didn't realize that either. I thought.
Did they have just like one episode out now, or
just one? Yeah, it's
okay. Well, I will watch that tonight.
That's why we're gonna do a watch along because we can do week for week. HBO makes it hard.
And we're gonna record on Monday.
Yes.
Okay. Cool. All right. Let's do that then. All right. Thanks for watching, everybody. Yeah. They're waiting with bated breath. Okay, everyone.
Thanks for coming.
My name's Brooks.
I'm Sean.
And we will see you next time. Bye-bye.